God message today. God is sending you a divine warning that you are being watched. You have been being watched by someone who has been tracking your movements, keeping track of where you go, and waiting for the ideal opportunity. The purpose of this message is not to frighten you, but rather to caution you. God is giving this message to you right now for a reason, and that reason is because He wants to protect you from a threat that you might not even be aware of. Do not go someplace on a particular date and time that you feel compelled to avoid. This is a message that is being delivered to you in a loud and clear voice by the Holy Spirit. You are being cautioned by the Lord to take this warning carefully because someone is plotting something that will not be beneficial to you. It is impossible for God to reveal something to you without also providing you with the opportunity to defend yourself from harm. He is your ultimate guardian. God is always one step ahead of the enemy, preparing a means of escape for His followers, even while the enemy may be looking for avenues through which to launch an attack. This message is not a matter of chance. Currently, you are reading it because God desires to protect and shield you from what is going to happen in the future. God places a high priority on your safety. There is no way that God will ever permit something to occur to you without first providing you with the opportunity to take action. It is important to keep in mind that His protection is over your life, but that He is requesting that you exercise wisdom and carefully follow His instructions while you read this. If you follow the spiritual counsel that God is offering, then it is possible that someone is following your every move. However, they will not be able to cause you any harm. 1.1. You are surrounded by watchful eyes. It is not a coincidence if of late you have been experiencing feelings of unease, as if you are being watched. It's possible that you've observed weird behavior from someone in the vicinity, or that you've spotted little indicators that were insignificant at the time. For example, you may have noticed that unknown vehicles are following you, or that others are asking you an excessive amount of questions about it. The inner voice that is trying to tell you that something isn't quite right is not something that should be disregarded, despite the fact that it is simple to dismiss these feelings as paranoid. It is God's way of urging you to pay attention to what He is saying. Someone who does not have good intentions is keeping a close eye on you, tracking you down, and monitoring your activities. However, regardless of whether they are driven by hatred, greed, or jealousy, their motivations are based in the shadows. But the good news is that God is aware of everything, and there is nothing that can be concealed from Him. What they intend to do behind closed doors, God will unveil in the light. The purpose of this warning is not to frighten you, but rather to rouse you from your sleep. There is a possibility that you have been designated for the purposes of someone else's plans, but God has already gone before of you to cancel their designs, provided that you accept His instructions. 1.2. Why are they considering you a target? There could be a variety of reasons why someone is following you. It's possible that they are keeping an eye on you out of envy, a desire for vengeance, or a desire for something that you already possess, whether it be material money, an opportunity, or even a relationship. This monitoring is not a random occurrence. Rather, it is deliberate and calculated. Through the use of this individual, the adversary is attempting to thwart the plans that God has for your life. It is important to keep in mind the promise that is found in Psalm 91:11, which states, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all how you go." It is possible that the adversary has intentions to cause you harm. Nevertheless, the angels of God are already in place to safeguard you. You must, however, pay attention to this caution. This individual can have been someone you knew in the past, or they might be someone you have never met before. Regardless of the circumstances, their goals are not in accordance with the will that God has for your life. As long as you continue to walk in knowledge and remain beneath the protective covering of God, their schemes will fail, regardless of whether they are motivated by greed, envy, or anything more nefarious. Last words of encouragement. Not only is God giving you that warning, but He is also providing you with the wisdom you need to steer out of this predicament. Put your faith in Him, listen to His instructions, and take comfort in the knowledge that He is watching over your own existence. Together you are obligated to pay attention and take part. It is being requested of you to take a step back, pay close attention to what God is saying, and stay away from any site that is even somewhat close to the location where this individual intends to launch their attack. God's protection as a hedge of protection. At this very now, you are surrounded by the angels of God, even though you are unable to see them. For your protection, a protective hedge has been erected around you. Your actions are being watched over by heavenly forces, assuring that you will not suffer any harm. A prayer was offered by the prophet Elisha in 2 Kings 6:17, asking for the eyes of his servant to be opened. The servant was taken aback when he suddenly encountered hills that were surrounded by horses and chariots of fire. In the same way as Elisha's servant did, you might not be able to see it just yet, but the forces of heaven are all around you. God has already been aware of the plots that have been devised against you, and he has dispatched his angels to keep watch over you. In order for them to take action, they require that you comply with the divine instructions that you are currently receiving. You should not behave out of fear at this moment. Rather, you should act out of trust. Active, forceful, and unwavering is the protection that God provides. His angels are dispatched to perform their duties, and as long as you continue to reside under the protection of his will, you will not be harmed. Instructions on how to continue to be protected by God. It is a promise that God will protect you, but there is a need that you cooperate. He is urging you to stay vigilant and watchful at all times. Consider the following precise steps to take. On the date and time that was mentioned, you should remain at home. It is imperative that you remain inside your home if God has revealed a particular date and time when danger is close at hand. Even if it looks like nothing is wrong, have faith that God sees what you are unable to see. His viewpoint is eternal, and he is aware of things that cannot be seen. Pray for the ability to discerning and wise. You should pray to God to hone your spiritual discernment so that you can identify additional warnings. Through prayer, you can open your spiritual eyes and see beyond the domain of the physical. Prayer is your most powerful weapon. Steer clear of potential dangers. Trust your gut instincts if you are experiencing unease about particular individuals or locations. When God speaks, it is frequently through a feeling of unease. Whenever something doesn't feel quite right, it's probably not the case. 3.1. Put the date on your calendar. Obey the specific instructions given by God. It has been revealed to you by God that you should remain at home on a particular date and hour. It is possible that the person who is following you is planning something damaging for you to do on a day when you are at your most vulnerable. Even if it appears like a typical day, you should put your faith in God's wisdom and acknowledge the gravity of this warning. Every single one of your plans is not as vital as ensuring your own safety. You are being guided by God for your protection, since he is aware of what lies ahead. 3.2. The repercussions that will result from ignoring this warning. It is never the intention of God's warnings to frighten, but rather to protect. If you choose to disregard his advice, you will put yourself in needless peril. The child is being warned by a parent not to touch a hot stove because disobedience will result in the child being harmed. When you are inclined to disregard this warning, keep the following in mind. A scheme devised by the adversary cannot compare to the love that God has for you. Not in order to inspire dread in you, but rather to provide you with the opportunity to avoid experiencing suffering. As long as you continue to obey his commands, you will continue to be protected by him. 4.1. Maintain a state of vigilance, not fear. After getting such a warning, it is normal to feel apprehensive. Nonetheless, it is important to keep in mind that God is in control. It is already in motion, that he has put his plans in motion to safeguard you. Instead of allowing fear to take control of you, it is your responsibility to maintain vigilance and follow his direction. The following is an excerpt from the 7th verse of the book of 2 Timothy. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Have faith that God will protect you. Isaiah 54:17 says that no weapon that is fashioned against you will be successful. 4.2. After the date has passed, what should you do? You can have a sense of relief once you have complied with God's instructions and remained absent on the date that was given. On the other hand, you must not relax your guard. Your prayers for safety and clarity should be continued. Because the goals of the adversary might be long-term, it is essential to remain in tune with the counsel that God provides. We are grateful to God for His protection. Express gratitude for His unwavering commitment and pray for ongoing direction in the days that lie ahead. As you continue to get near to God via prayer, He will give the information that you require. Have faith in His plans, because they are always designed to benefit you. This was today's God message. Perhaps this message is a direct sign from God for you. To protect your life and surround you with His blessings, God is always by your side. So today, follow His guidance in the important decisions of your life. If this message touched your heart, please give this video a like. Share your thoughts in the comments about how God is guiding you. Share this message with your friends and family so that His blessings today can reach their lives as well. For more God message today, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. Jesus is always with you, protecting your life and guiding you. God's message now is here to give you strength and faith to move forward. May God's peace and blessings pour over you.